Welcome to the Stogie Palace. I am your host, Chris. Today, something I've never smoked this brand before. It's Illusione. This is their Rothchildes. Really different flavor. It's like a cracker, maybe a graham cracker. Can't put my finger on it. It's got the San Andreas wrapper. You can smell that. Really, really interesting cold draw. I don't know if that's gonna, doesn't always carry over into after you light it. So let's find out. These Illusione ends with an E, but I don't think it's Illusione. They're kind of secretive to what is in their cigars. You go to their website, it's kind of interesting. At this date, don't know if that'll change, but yeah, they don't really let you know a whole lot about what's inside of them. Nice thick smoke right off the start. Good amount of smoke coming off the head here. This comes in this one size. This is a 4.5 by 50 Robusto, which on other websites it names the size as a Rothschild. This is a Rothschild. I always get that backwards. This is a Rothchildes. Rated as medium strength. I paid a little over $5 for this. Wrapper, San Andreas Mexican, which is one of my favorite wrappers. What specifically is on the inside? Don't know. Nicaraguan is it's made in Nicaragua, and I believe all the other tobacco other than the wrapper is from Nicaragua and grown there. You can get a box of 50, that's how they sell these, in a box of 50 for $202.99 from most places. Famous Smoke Shop is the one I looked at. That breaks it down to about $4 a stick. Pretty good price. Interesting flavor. Definitely different. Trying to figure out what it is. Hopefully what I had for dinner doesn't taint my palate. Guess we'll find out. So, wow, the smoke is just hanging around like silk. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's just floating between me and the camera. Wow, interesting. So let's keep going, see where this one goes. Well, did get a little hint of bitterness in there. Flavor, kind of, And the cap here, I did a V cut, but the cap wants to come off, and I'm afraid to pull it off because I don't want to accidentally start unraveling the rest of it, which shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be connected to the cap, but I don't want to find out the hard way I'm wrong. So just have to be very careful how it's gonna sound wrong, but how I put my lips to it and how I pull my lips off of it. But still great smoke output, perfect draw. The finish, a little longer than some I've had recently. Let's see what a retro is like. I tried it once slightly and it seemed pretty decent. Pretty nice, a little peppery, but pretty decent. Let's try that waft. No, that's a nice waft. I like that. I'm sure that's that wrapper. Ooh. It stings a little bit still, but it's really nice flavor, smell, aroma. Yeah, I like that. A little burny in the sinuses, not from the retrohale, but from smelling it this way, having it going that way. Yep. There goes the cap again. See it right there? I have to get out my magnifying glass and make sure if I take this off, it's not going to create a big problem down the line. So, we'll check in here in a little bit. Getting into the final third here. This Illusione Rothschild, the band came off fairly easily. It says, oh, come on now. It says Nicaragua on both sides and Illusione Rothschilds. So the cap was connected to the wrapper and the cap was coming off, so I took it off and had to be very careful not to take the wrapper right along with it. So it's been fine ever since then. The wrapper's holding up really nicely. It's a really nice looking wrapper. So it's not too thin. It's 28% relative humidity out here. It's not cracking. So can't complain about that. It's a nice looking wrapper. Thick enough, strong enough. Perfect draw, perfect smoke output, perfect burn line. I was looking at a website here, the Cigar Authority. I always look at their stuff, and something funny that they mentioned that was from Illusione's website, which is worth reading. A cigar for the masses, price versus quality unmatched in the marketplace. The Illusione R. Rothschilds makes a bold statement in the face of NIRMKW, which stands for Non-Illusione Remote Mind Control Weapons, control with a K. These companies force their will on the unsuspecting cigar enthusiasts. The unending barrage of multinational media-specific messages clouds the mind's judgment. It is our job to provide shelter and safety and the truth through our cigar. Bold statement. But I was at an event recently, an Illusione event, and the rep there said, he goes, you know, I'll tell you what I know, but the problem is the owner doesn't tell me much about what's in these things. To that, the salesman there at the shop kind of gave him a little bit of a hard time, saying, in so many words, that's stupid. Not letting people know what's inside their cigars. I like to know, not for the purpose of starting my own cigar company and copying them, but I guess maybe they're worried about such a thing. I guess. But either way, I like this cigar. They rated it a 92, Cigar Authority did. So, yeah, still putting out tons of smoke, just hanging around. Earthy is a term I saw on that review. I'm starting to think, after smoking some cigars, especially like the Te Amo Revolution, the ones that have the San Andreas wrapper, but also maybe some Mexican tobacco within that. This one here doesn't have that, just the wrapper. And I'm starting to think earthy means almost like dirty. Because some of those Te Amo, especially the other ones, and not the Revolution, the cheaper ones, yeah, they were kind of dirty feeling, kind of, you know, you kind of tasted it the next day, you felt it, you know, it wasn't the greatest, you know. This one here has some touches of that earthiness, but I wouldn't go as far as saying dirty. I wouldn't give it a negative connotation to that. I like it. I have a feeling it's going to score similar to what they did, but we'll see. We'll keep going. See if it goes out, or if there's any issues with it. So far, no issues at all. It's that the cap got a little weird, strange with a V-cut. That's kind of why I do a V-cut, to avoid caps coming undone, wrappers coming unwrapped. But let's keep going. Well, I'm about to wrap this one up here. The Illusione Rothschilds. I had to relight it just now. I was about to say, before I started recording, the amount of smoke output to this thing. In the 3-car garage, it was really filling it up. It was shocking how much smoke there was. I walked out for a second, walked back in. It's like, wow, that's a lot for a little cigar. Then it practically went out. and it was going out from the inside, not from the outside. So the filler might have been a little denser, right? Get into that last little spot there, and well, you can tell that when it starts burning more on the inside than on the wrapper on the outside. So got out my Havana Saver tool, scraped it out, purged, relit, and right back to thick smoke again. So that's good. I will say about this that it had, up till then, well, it had a perfect burn as far as the evenness. That was never a problem. Until it started getting the smoke output, started getting a little stifled there. It was perfect draw, great smoke output, nice aroma. Flavor, I would say, is not the strongest of all the things that I grade in. It was okay. It was better than okay, actually. I'm gonna end up scoring it a 93, which is pretty good, I would say. I know I'm guilty probably of rating about 5 points higher than they deserved. I've been told that a few times, and that's fine. It's the old grading on a curve thing once again. But 93 is a pretty good score, especially for a $4 stick. The San Andreas wrapper held together pretty nicely for sure. It was definitely a strong point. No cracks. Like I said, looks like it was thick enough to not be a problem, and the burning of the wrapper was not the issue when it did start giving me a little bit of problem there. And that was just towards the end, but towards the end on a kind of small cigar, so I wasn't willing to give up on it yet. And I probably still am gonna get another 20 minutes or more out of this thing, especially with my, let me show you this thing again. All right, try not to burn myself in the process, but that's what this thing is for. It's called a Havana Saver. And yeah, it's getting warm on my finger there. Not so much warm on the draw, but the point is of this thing, you just stick it in there, boom, there you go. And you can get 20 minutes probably more out of a cigar if you're really enjoying it and you don't feel like putting it out yet. There you go. So, a little plug for Havana Saver. You can hold it like this, no problem. A little tricky to put down in the ashtray, like this. But there you have it. So thanks for watching. This is Chris at Stogie Palace with the Illusione Rothchildes. 93 is what I'm giving it. Got another one. I'm gonna see how that one is compared to this one. I'm sure it'll probably be about the same. It's been sitting for about a week, but it came right from a cigar lounge smoke shop, so it was acclimated. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.